So if the S&P 500, which is what this chart is right here, if it's going up, that's because the market thinks that Hillary's going to win. If it's going down, that's because the market thinks that Donald Trump might win. Okay? So what we see here with this move down was basically when there was some talk that the FBI was, investigating Hillary Clinton and the email. And I'm not going to get into all that stuff. It doesn't really matter. The point is, the reason why the S&P went down here, one way to look at this is to say, oh, Donald Trump might win, so the market's going down. And they say, oh, no, we're closing the investigation. Everything's good. She's clear. We're not going to put her in jail. She can go back to being president. Whoop, it goes right back up, right? So where the markets are right now, the markets have decided that Hillary is the winner. Okay, they've already decided that. That's what you see on these charts. So when you see charts like the S&P 500 or oil, right? So oil here. So oil. Okay, so the way to think of commodities like oil or gold. Actually, gold is a good one too. Let me show you gold or silver. Let's use silver. So with silver here, because silver's going up in price, well, it's basically come down. Okay, silver's come down recently. If you look at the big picture, what's been happening with silver? It's been going down, right? Why has silver been going down? Well, one way to look at that is to say, well, it's because the U.S. dollar has been getting stronger because everyone expected Hillary to win. They all expect her to win. Now, commodities like silver and gold are likely to absolutely shoot through the roof if Donald Trump wins, or if it looks like he may win. Okay, so here's your 4-hour gold chart, and what you would expect to happen is it to break through this resistance if it looks like he may win. Okay, and so that's one trade right there, is to buy gold if there's any uncertainty at all. In other words, if it's anything other than a Clinton landslide, which it looks like, as I talked about in the email, that's not going to be the case. Even if she wins, it doesn't look like she's going to run away with it at this stage. It looks like it's going to actually be close. And if that's the case, there is a really, really good chance that gold could skyrocket. Which is another one I've been watching recently, if you've been watching my videos, and that is what? The Mexican peso. Okay, the Mexican peso, if it looks like Trump may win, or may even make it close, even if he loses but makes it close, the Mexican peso is going to go into the toilet. Okay, it is going to fall, and it's going to fall hard. When the Mexican peso falls, this chart goes up. Okay, so going up, this is Mexican peso getting weak, and then going down, that's Mexican peso getting strong. Okay, so the Mexican peso was getting strong because it was like, yep, Hillary's going to win, Hillary's going to win, Hillary's going to win. Even gap down here. Okay, couldn't get through that gap, and then finally last week, it shot right through there, closed the gap, came back up, printed a bearish big shadow right up here, and it's fallen since then, and it's actually gapped down this week. So when's it going to close this gap? Well, if you think about it, if it were to close this gap this week, that would mean that the U.S. dollar is getting really strong against the Mexican peso. So for those of you that don't know, basically Donald Trump said a lot of things that are bad for Mexico. A lot of things, okay? and so the Mexican peso is the real obvious trade in terms of this election. Selling the Mexican peso and buying anything, including the U.S. dollar, would be the play if it looks like Trump's going to, make it interesting. So, or the voters are going to make it interesting with Trump, I should say. So this gap would likely be closing, and we would have no problem threatening this high up here. Okay,